What I'm about to share with you in this video is something that honestly took me about 30 years to fully understand and internalize. It's one of the most valuable insights anyone will ever give you if your goal is to attract women quickly and effortlessly. This isn't about tricks or gimmicks, it's about understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge to your advantage. So, let's get right into it. There's a small but powerful part of your brain called the anterior cingulate cortex. This area acts like a bridge connecting your logical thinking center and your emotional center. One of its main functions is to deal with uncertainty. Basically, it kicks in when things don't go as expected or when you don't know what's coming next. When this part of your brain activates, it literally lights up. And it doesn't do so subtly, it lights up intensely. This is important because uncertainty creates a specific kind of stress inside your brain. But here's the interesting part. This stress isn't always negative. In fact, it's the type of stress that keeps you alert, focused, and attentive. It heightens your senses and makes you more aware of your surroundings. Sometimes it even makes you feel a bit anxious or scared, which is a natural response when you're unsure about what will happen next. Now, here's where most men stumble. When their anterior cingulate cortex fires up because of uncertainty, especially in situations involving women, they tend to freeze or shut down. Instead of leaning into the uncertainty and moving forward, they get overwhelmed. They start to second guess themselves, hesitate, and often wait for some kind of external signal before making a move. Maybe they wait for a smile, a nod, or any clear sign that it's okay to proceed. Unfortunately, this is the behavior of what I call the bottom 90% of men, the guys who struggle to attract women. Their fear of the unknown keeps them stuck, and they end up overthinking and missing their chances. They let uncertainty control their actions instead of using it as a tool. Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it explains why many men fail before they even try. The uncertainty of approaching a woman or starting a conversation triggers their brain's stress response, but instead of channeling that energy into action, they shut down. This paralysis prevents them from showing confidence or making progress. It's a pattern that repeats itself over and over, and it's one of the biggest barriers to success with women. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. On the other hand, the top 10% of men, the guys who consistently attract women, the ones women often find themselves drawn to and even competing over, approach uncertainty in a very different way. When their anterior cingulate cortex lights up, just like everyone else's, signaling uncertainty and the unknown, these men don't freeze or hesitate. Instead, they move forward. They take action, regardless of the doubt or fear that might be bubbling up inside. The difference is in their response to uncertainty. They do it anyway. They step up. They say what they want to say, and they take the risks needed, even without any guarantee that things will go their way. Even when there's zero proof that a woman will respond positively, even when there isn't a single clear sign that they should move forward, they simply trust themselves enough to act. This willingness to act despite uncertainty is rooted in a psychological concept called self-efficacy. Self-efficacy isn't just about general confidence or feeling good about yourself, it's specifically about how strongly you believe you can handle whatever comes your way. It's about trusting your ability to face challenges head-on and adapt as needed, no matter how unpredictable or uncertain the situation might be. And this belief is what truly sets the top 10% apart. Over the last 2 decades of observing and studying human behavior, especially in social and dating contexts, I've realized that there are no secret formulas, no magic tricks, no kryptonite discoveries that suddenly change everything overnight. The difference between the men who attract women effortlessly and those who struggle often comes down to just a few key factors. One of the most critical is how deeply these men believe they can handle uncertainty. They trust themselves to navigate the unknown, to figure things out as they go, and to keep moving forward even when the path isn't clear. This is why many men who don't succeed often tell themselves they need to have done something 100 times before they feel confident enough to try. They think they need perfect preparation, flawless timing, or the perfect script before they can act. But the truth is, the men who get results don't wait for certainty or perfection. They take action anyway because they have faith in their ability to handle whatever happens next. Deep down, they know they will figure it out, even if the outcome is uncertain. Men with high self-efficacy don't always have the best plan, the perfect words, or a foolproof strategy. Often, they don't know exactly what they're going to say or do, but they move forward regardless. Especially in moments of doubt or when they know the least about what's coming next, they take action. This is a powerful mindset and one that can be developed with practice, but it starts with believing in your own ability to handle uncertainty and trust yourself enough to take the first step, even when the outcome is completely unknown. Quick break. Close your eyes for a second. Picture her, the girl you've always wanted. Feel what it would be like to actually have her. Now open your eyes. Because here's the truth, right now, you're invisible to her. You're getting outcompeted by guys with more money, better looks, higher status, and stronger game. You're playing a rigged game, and you're losing. But I've spent the last 35 years mastering this, studying, testing, and finally finding the secrets to get the girls I always wanted. You want to stop getting ignored? You want her chasing you? Then you need to wake up and act. Click the link in the comments if you are truly committed and take the first step toward becoming that guy. Few spots left. Be fast or miss out your last chance to make her yours. Let's get back to it. When you take a closer look at attraction and relationships, particularly from the perspective of the bottom 90% of men, the vast majority who often feel invisible to women or struggle to get noticed, a distinct and recurring pattern becomes crystal clear. These men frequently fail with women not because they lack effort or desire, but because they operate from a place of needing absolute certainty before they feel safe or confident enough to act. They believe that before they can make a move, start a conversation, or even simply relax in the moment, they must first receive clear, unambiguous proof that things will go well. This proof usually comes in the form of explicit signals, a warm smile, welcoming eye contact, open body language that act as a clear green light to proceed. Without such a signal, most men hesitate, overthink, and doubt themselves. This hesitation isn't just a small pause, it's often a paralyzing mental loop where they get stuck analyzing every tiny detail of the situation. Does she like me? Am I saying the right thing? What if she rejects me? This over-analysis causes a spiral of self-doubt and anxiety, which leads them to freeze or retreat altogether. In many cases, these men end up stuck in their own heads, overwhelmed by the fear of rejection or failure, unable to take any meaningful action at all. It's not that these men don't want to succeed, they do, but their need for certainty and proof before acting creates a barrier that prevents them from moving forward. They wait for a perfect sign, a perfect moment, or some guaranteed assurance. But such certainty rarely exists in real life, especially in social and romantic situations. Contrast this with the men who consistently succeed, not just with women, but in other domains like business, fitness, or social influence. These men understand a crucial truth that most never fully grasp. You don't need certainty to take action. In fact, waiting for certainty is one of the biggest traps that holds people back. The men who get results are those who move forward despite uncertainty. They take action even when they don't have every detail figured out, even when there is no clear indication that what they're doing will succeed. They step into the unknown with courage and trust in their own ability to adapt and handle whatever happens next. This willingness to embrace uncertainty and act anyway is the cornerstone of success. These men don't require a green light from anyone else. They create their own momentum by trusting themselves. This kind of self-trust is often described in psychology as self-efficacy, which refers to your belief in your own ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish tasks. But it's more than just confidence. It's a deep, unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you can handle it. This mindset is what allows them to keep moving forward, learning from failures, adapting strategies, and maintaining resilience in the face of setbacks. What's fascinating, and this is something I've noticed after studying this for over 20 years, is that this difference in mindset is often the single most important factor separating those who succeed from those who don't. It's not about having the perfect pickup lines, the best genetics, or a foolproof plan. Sure, those things can help, but they are rarely the deciding factor. The real difference lies in how strongly a man believes in his ability to handle uncertainty and take action anyway. This mindset shows up in every aspect of life, not just dating. Think about the entrepreneurs who start companies without knowing exactly how things will turn out. They don't wait for a guaranteed market or a perfect product launch. They build, test, and iterate while trusting that they can solve problems as they arise. Think about athletes pushing their limits in training and competition, not knowing if they'll win, but confident in their preparation and ability to adapt. Think about artists, musicians, or writers who create despite not knowing if their work will be accepted or successful. This common thread of action, despite uncertainty, is what creates momentum and leads to breakthroughs. Returning to attraction specifically, the men who succeed with women don't wait for signs or proof before making their move. They understand that uncertainty is part of the process, and instead of fearing it, they accept it and act anyway. They approach women without needing a smile or a green light in advance. Sometimes they get rejected, sometimes they don't, but the key is that they don't let the fear of rejection stop them. This consistent willingness to take action sends a powerful message, both internally and externally. Internally, it reinforces their belief in themselves and their ability to handle whatever happens. Externally, it communicates confidence and authenticity, which are incredibly attractive qualities. Moreover, this confidence and self-trust influences the way these men carry themselves. It's evident in their body language, the way they stand, move, and engage. It's in how they handle awkward silences, unexpected reactions, or moments of discomfort without losing composure or enthusiasm. Because they trust themselves, they don't crumble under pressure. They stay grounded, present, and engaged. This magnetic presence naturally draws others toward them, creating a positive feedback loop that further fuels their success. In contrast, men who lack this inner belief often exhibit nervousness, hesitation, or awkwardness that comes from trying to control outcomes and avoid failure. This mindset creates tension, uncertainty, and ultimately repels rather than attracts. It's a subtle but powerful difference that many men overlook, focusing instead on superficial tactics rather than cultivating this foundational trait. If you want to break free from the cycle of hesitation and start achieving real results, whether with women, career goals, or personal growth, the key is to develop this unshakable belief in yourself. Start by recognizing that you don't need proof before you act. Instead, commit to taking action despite uncertainty, trusting that you will figure things out as you go. This doesn't mean acting recklessly, but rather embracing discomfort and unknown outcomes as natural parts of the process. Over time, as you repeatedly take action in the face of uncertainty, your self-efficacy grows stronger. You build a track record of handling challenges, recovering from setbacks, and adapting to whatever life throws at you. This growing inner confidence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you trust yourself, the more you succeed, and the more success reinforces your trust in yourself. One of the most profound truths I've uncovered over the past 30 years about women, attraction, and what people often refer to as game is actually surprisingly simple, yet incredibly powerful. The absolute purest form of game a man can possess. What truly makes a man magnetic and successful with women is not found in some clever pickup line, a secret technique, or some complicated strategy. It isn't about knowing the right words to say or having a flashy move. Instead, it comes down to something much deeper and more fundamental: the ability to act with calm, grounded confidence, especially when there is no clear evidence that things will go your way. What does that mean exactly? It means having the courage and inner stability to approach a woman you find attractive, to start a conversation, or to make a move, even when you don't have any guarantees, even when you have no proof that she'll respond positively, even when you're completely unsure if she might reject you, brush you off, or simply ignore you altogether. That's what true game is. the ability to take action anyway, despite uncertainty and the absence of any sign that things will work out. This kind of confidence isn't about nervous energy or anxious hopefulness. It's about a calm, steady, grounded belief in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes next. It's a quiet but incredibly powerful strength, a form of self-trust that very few men develop, but that changes everything. This is the essence of what people mean when they talk about inner game. It's not flashy and it's not dramatic, but it's the foundation on which all real success with women and really success in life depends. If you can cultivate the ability to act calmly and confidently, even when there is no guarantee of success, you've tapped into the purest form of game. This mindset doesn't just apply to dating or relationships, it's universal. Whether you're negotiating in business, chasing a career goal, working out and improving your body, or pursuing any other challenge, this quality of calm, grounded action in the face of uncertainty is what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. Take a look at the men who consistently attract women, the ones who women genuinely compete for and seek out. What sets them apart is not some mystical secret or extraordinary genetics, though those things can help in rare cases. What truly distinguishes them is this: they act even when they don't know the outcome. They don't wait for the perfect sign or a clear green light. They don't hesitate until they have absolute certainty. Instead, they move forward with confidence, fully aware that there's no guarantee anything will go their way, but trusting that they'll handle it no matter what. That's the real secret, and it's not really a secret at all, because it's something that can be cultivated by anyone willing to put in the work. These men have essentially trained their minds to be comfortable with uncertainty. They have rewired themselves to be able to act decisively even in moments of doubt and risk. They have built a kind of mental muscle that allows them to push through hesitation and fear. What does this look like in practice? It means saying what you want to say, making the joke you want to make, approaching the woman you want to approach, even if you're afraid of rejection or failure. And when things don't go perfectly, they don't get discouraged. They keep doing it anyway. This repeated action builds resilience and creates an energy, a magnetic presence that no amount of rehearsed lines or clever tactics can replace. So, if you're searching for some magical formula or secret weapon, here it is in its simplest form. Develop the calm, grounded confidence to take action even when there's no certainty. This ability to act without proof that things will work out is what real game is all about. It's the difference between the men who get the women and those who don't. It's the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who get stuck in fear and hesitation. This mindset is the ultimate power. When you trust yourself so deeply that you can move forward despite not knowing the outcome, you start to create your own momentum. Ironically, this confidence and willingness to face uncertainty head-on makes things far more likely to go your way. It's like you're telling the world and yourself that you are unshakable no matter what. So this is the truth that I want you to take away. The purest form of game isn't a trick or technique. It's a way of being, a way of moving through the world with calm, grounded confidence, willing to act despite uncertainty and without needing guarantees. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If this message spoke to you or gave you something to think about, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new drop. I've got more real talk, more growth, and more power coming your way. So stay locked in. And if you're going through something right now, just remember, your silence can say more than 1,000 words ever could. Take care of yourself, keep rising, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.